Prison food exposed. What inmates really eat behind bars. Imagine eating the same meal every day. Cold, plain, sometimes half-cooked. Now imagine you did not choose it. You did not pay for it. And if you do not eat it, you stay hungry. This is not a movie scene. This is real life inside prison. Today, we are exposing what inmates really eat behind bars. Not the pictures you see online. Not the jokes. Not the rumors. This is based on real prison routines in the United States, the UK, and Canada. By the end of this series, you will never look at food the same way again. But to understand prison food, we must start with the first meal of the day. Breakfast behind bars. The day in prison starts early. Very early. Before the sun comes up. Before most people at home even turn in their beds. At around 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the morning, the lights turn on. Not gently. Not slowly. Bright lights. Loud sounds. Metal doors. This is wake-up time. Guards walk past the cells. Keys jingle. Boots hit the floor. And that means one thing. Breakfast. In prison, breakfast is not about taste. It is about control. Inmates line up quietly. Talking too much can get you in trouble. You walk forward holding a plastic tray. No choices. No menu. You get what everyone gets. In many prisons in the US, breakfast looks the same almost every day. One small carton of milk. Sometimes it is warm. Sometimes it is already expired. One scoop of oatmeal or grits. Watery. Thin. No sugar. No honey. No flavor. Some days there is a piece of bread. Sometimes moldy on the edges. If you are lucky, you get a spoon of peanut butter. But it is not the kind you know. It is pale, sticky, and it smells strange. In UK prisons, breakfast is often even simpler. Cold cereal in a bag. Powdered milk mixed with water. Or plain toast. No butter. No jam. In Canada, it can be similar. Toast. Always the same. Every day. The food is served fast. You have about 10 minutes. Eat quickly, or you lose your chance. Many inmates do not eat breakfast at all. Not because they are not hungry, but because the food makes them sick. Some get stomach pain. Some get diarrhea. Some throw it away. But throwing food away is risky. Other inmates are watching. Food is currency in prison. If someone sees you toss it, they may ask for it. If you say no, problems can start. So many inmates learn to eat fast. Swallow without tasting. Just to survive. But breakfast is only the beginning. Because the worst meals do not come in the morning. They come later. And what inmates do to survive those meals is something most people outside would never believe. Lunch, the meal everyone fears. By the time lunch comes, most inmates are already hungry again. Breakfast was small. If they ate it at all. Now it is late morning or early afternoon. The doors open. Another line forms. Another tray. Another meal with no choice. Lunch in prison is where reality hits hard. This is the meal that makes many inmates realize something. This is not about nutrition. This is not about health. This is about saving money. In many US prisons, lunch is the cheapest meal of the day. A scoop of something that looks like meat, but does not taste like meat. Inmates call it mystery meat. It can be gray, sometimes green, sometimes floating in water. No one really knows what it is made of. Some say it is soy. Some say it is old meat. Some say it is both. Next to it is a scoop of beans or rice. Overcooked. Mush. No seasoning. Then a small serving of vegetables. Usually canned. Very soft. Sometimes sour. And one piece of bread. Always the same. In UK prisons, lunch may be a sandwich. 2 slices of white bread. 1 thin slice of meat. No cheese. No sauce. Sometimes just bread and spread. In Canada, lunch might be a hot meal. But hot does not mean good. It means warm enough to serve. Inmates sit at metal tables. Hard benches. No comfort. Everyone eats fast. Eyes down. Because lunch is also dangerous. This is when food trades happen. One inmate might trade bread for soup. Another trades dessert for protection. Protection. Some inmates do not eat their food. They save it, hide it. Later, they will mix it with other things. This is how prison cooking begins. Because the normal meals are not enough. Not enough taste. Not enough calories. Not enough to survive long days. Some inmates start losing weight fast. Others feel tired all the time. Some get sick. But complaining does nothing. If you complain, you are told, eat it or don't. So inmates learn a rule. Lunch is not about enjoying food. It is about strategy. What can I trade? What can I save? What can I use later? Because everyone is waiting for one thing. The last meal of the day. The meal that decides if you go to bed hungry. Or if you find a way to survive one more night. Dinner, the longest night. Dinner is the most important meal in prison. Not because it tastes good, but because it is the last one. Once dinner ends, there is no more food. No snacks. No midnight meals. Nothing. If you miss dinner, you go to bed hungry. If you cannot eat it, you still go to bed hungry. Dinner is usually served very early. Sometimes as early as 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This means a long night. From sunset to sunrise. With nothing in your stomach. In U.S. prisons, dinner often looks like lunch. But worse. Another scoop of mystery meat. Or a thin piece of chicken. Sometimes pink inside. Sometimes burned outside. Mashed potatoes made from powder. Runny. No butter. No salt. A scoop of vegetables. Carrots. Corn. Always soft. Always plain. And maybe a dessert. A small cookie. Or a square of cake. Crumbly. In UK prisons, dinner may be stew or pasta. But the portions are small. Very small. Inmates joke that it is 1 spoon and done. In Canada, dinner is sometimes better. But still basic. No flavor. No choice. When inmates finish eating, they return to their cells. The doors close. Metal slams shut. This is when hunger really starts. Your stomach growls. Your head hurts. You think about food. All night. Some inmates press their faces to the bars, hoping time moves faster. Others try to sleep early. But hunger makes it hard. This is why commissary food matters. If you have money, you can buy extras. Ramen noodles. Chips. Tuna packets. But if you are poor, you suffer. Many inmates have no family support. No money sent in. They depend only on the meals. And those meals are not enough. This creates tension, anger, fights. Because hunger changes people. It makes small problems feel big. It makes nights feel endless. But inmates are creative. Very creative. And when the food is bad, they find ways to make something new. Something better. Something that feels like freedom. This is where prison food really changes. Prison cooking, turning nothing into something. When the doors close for the night, prison gets quiet. This is when real cooking begins. Not in kitchens. Not with stoves. But in cells. With plastic bags. Hot water. And patience. Inmates call it prison cooking. Some call it survival cooking. Because the regular meals are not enough. So inmates use what they can get. Ramen noodles are the base of almost everything. They are cheap, easy to get, and fill your stomach. An inmate will crush the noodles inside the bag. Add the seasoning. Then add hot water from the sink. Or from a hidden heater. They seal the bag. Wrap it in towels. And wait. Then they add more. Crushed chips. Tuna packets. Sausage if they have it. Even pieces of bread. This becomes a spread. A shared meal. A moment of peace. Inmates trade ingredients. One person brings noodles. Another brings tuna. Someone else brings seasoning. They sit together. Eat together. For a short time, it feels normal. But prison cooking is risky. Guards do cell searches. If they find food stored wrong, it gets thrown away. All of it. Weeks of saving. Gone in seconds. Some guards allow small things. Others do not. It depends on the prison. And the guard. Prison cooking can also be dangerous. Hot water can spill. Plastic can melt. Inmates get burned. But hunger makes people take risks. Because when you cook your own food, you feel control. control over your body, control over your day, control over something. This food is not just food. It is comfort. It is community. It is survival. But not everyone can cook. Not everyone can afford it. And for those inmates, the system feels even colder. Because prison food does not treat everyone the same. And the truth behind that is something most people never see. Who eats and who starves? Not everyone in prison eats the same. This is one of the hardest truths. On paper, every inmate gets the same meals. Same tray. Same portions. Same rules. But in real life, prison food is not equal. Some inmates eat better. Some barely eat at all. The difference is money. And connections. Inmates with family support get commissary money. They buy noodles, snacks, extra protein. They can skip bad meals. They can trade. They can cook. They do not panic at night. But inmates without money live differently. They eat every meal, no matter how bad it is. They scrape trays clean. They save crumbs. Some even drink water to feel full. Older inmates often suffer the most. Their bodies cannot handle bad food. Diabetics struggle. People with allergies are ignored. Special diets exist on paper. But mistakes happen. Often. Missed meals happen. Wrong trays happen. And complaining makes you a target. Food also creates power. Some inmates control trades. They lend food. Then demand payment later. Miss a payment and trouble starts. This is how debt begins. All from food. Guards know this. Some ignore it. Some stop it. But the system keeps going. Because feeding inmates cheaply saves money. Even if it causes hunger. Even if it causes stress. Even if it causes fights. Food is supposed to keep people healthy. In prison, it often does the opposite. And when people leave prison, the effects do not stop. Because prison food changes. The hidden economy of prison food. By now, you know what the prison serves. But what most people on the outside never see is what inmates really eat to survive. Because in almost every prison on Earth, there is a second food system, one that's completely unofficial, totally inmate-run, and sometimes more powerful than the guards themselves. Welcome to the prison food economy. Once you step inside, you quickly learn one thing. Backhand index pointing right. If you rely only on the chow hall, you will stay hungry. So inmates get creative. Ramen noodles become currency. Canned fish becomes luxury protein. Coffee is worth more than cash. In some prisons, a single pack of ramen can buy you favor, protection, laundry services, or even a handmade weapon repair. Food isn't just food anymore. It's power. Then there's the prison spread. A spread is an inmate-made meal, cooked secretly in cells using contraband ingredients. No stove. No oven. Just hot water, plastic bags, and pure desperation. Here's what goes into a typical spread. Crushed ramen noodles. Instant rice. Canned tuna or mackerel. Chips for seasoning. Sometimes cheese, if someone on the outside cares enough to send money. Everything is mixed in a trash bag, heated with boiling water, and served like a 5-star meal. Because after months of bland, tasteless prison food, this feels like freedom on a plate. But there's a dark side. If you owe food and can't pay, you don't get a reminder, you get a problem. Food debts in prison don't come with receipts. They come with consequences. Many fights behind bars don't start over respect or territory. They start over food. A stolen noodle pack. An unpaid soup. A borrowed can of fish never returned. And suddenly, someone ends up in medical. Some inmates even run full-on food operations. They hustle ingredients from the kitchen. They bribe workers. They cook in bulk. And they sell meals at night, quietly, cell to cell. In prisons where food portions are cut to save money, these underground kitchens keep people alive. But they also create hierarchy. Those with money eat better. Those without go hungry. Just like on the outside. And here's the part that shocks most people. Some inmates say the worst hunger they've ever felt wasn't before prison. It was inside. Because when food is scarce, flavorless, and controlled, every meal becomes a reminder. You don't choose. You don't complain. You eat what you're given, or you don't eat at all. In the next chapter, we'll expose the long-term effects prison food has on inmates' health, from rapid weight gain to serious illness, and why many leave prison sicker than when they entered. Because behind bars, food isn't just bad. It's damaging. When prison food destroys the body. Prison food doesn't just affect morale. It changes the body, sometimes permanently, and the damage doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly, meal after meal, tray after tray. At first, many inmates lose weight. Portions are small. Protein is scarce. Fresh fruits and vegetables are rare. New inmates talk about the hunger headaches, the weakness, the constant empty feeling that never goes away. But then something strange happens. The weight comes back. This is where the real damage begins. Prison meals are packed with starches, processed carbs, sodium, cheap fillers, white bread, sugary drinks, mystery meat. Your body adapts to survive, and it stores fat. Inmates call it prison weight. Skinny guys get bloated. Fit bodies soften. Muscles disappear. And it doesn't matter how many push-ups you do. You can't out-exercise a broken diet. Then come the health problems. High blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol issues. Conditions that used to show up in middle age now appear in inmates in their 20s and 30s. Medical care is slow. Special diets are rare. And complaints are often ignored. If you're sick, you wait. If you're hungry, you adapt. Food allergies? Religious diets? Medical restrictions? On paper, they exist. In reality, they're often unavailable today. So inmates trade meals, skip trays, or eat food they know will make them sick, because hunger hurts worse. Then there's the mental toll. Food is one of the few things people look forward to inside. When every meal disappoints, frustration builds. Anger rises. Depression deepens. Some inmates stop eating altogether. Others binge when they can. The relationship with food becomes toxic. And when inmates finally get released, the damage follows them. Years of poor nutrition reset the body's balance. Sudden access to real food causes rapid weight gain. Health problems don't disappear at the gate. Many former inmates say it takes years to feel normal again. Some never do. Because prison doesn't just take your time. It takes your health. And it all starts with what's on that tray. In the final chapter, we'll expose why prison food stays this bad, who profits from it, and why meaningful change is so hard, no matter how loud the complaints get. Because once you see how the system works, the truth becomes impossible to ignore. Who profits and why nothing changes? By now, it's clear, prison food isn't just bad luck. It's a system designed to cut costs and control inmates. But the question everyone asks is, why hasn't it improved? Who's behind it? The first culprit is the budget. Prisons are expensive to run. Every dollar saved on food is a dollar that can cover guards, security systems, or other expenses. That means meals are often bought at the cheapest possible rate. Low-cost meat substitutes, frozen vegetables, low carbs, processed products with long shelf lives. It's cheap. It's efficient. But it's not nutritious. The second culprit is contracted food services. In many prisons, outside companies handle the meals. They profit from serving bulk, processed food, cutting corners on quality, supplying low-cost, high-margin products. For these companies, the focus isn't on health, it's on profit. A single mismanaged contract can feed thousands of inmates on almost no budget. The result? Reheated mystery meat, soggy vegetables, and watery soup that barely fills a stomach. The third culprit is apathy in the system. Prison administrations know complaints exist. They receive them daily. But changing meals costs money. It requires staff, logistics, and time. And the truth is, many administrators don't see it as a priority. After all, inmates are supposedly punished, right? Why spend more on food if the goal is confinement, not comfort? The fourth and most insidious factor is control. Food is power. By limiting quality and quantity, prisons maintain authority. Hunger keeps inmates more compliant. Those who control the trays control the population. So what happens? The same trays get served. The same complaints get filed. And the underground economy grows. Ramen remains currency. Spreads remain a lifeline. Food debts remain dangerous. The cycle continues, mostly invisible to the outside world. But there's hope. Some prisons are experimenting with fresh meals, gardens, and inmate-run kitchens. Nutritionists are advocating for better diets. And investigative journalism is bringing these issues into public view. Change is slow, but awareness is growing. Because when people finally see the truth behind the tray, the public outrage can't be ignored. Prison food isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a mirror of a system that values control over care, profit over people. And unless that system changes, behind bars, meals will continue to starve the body and erode the spirit. The shocking truth about prison food. So, what's the real story behind those metal trays and bland meals? Prison food isn't just bad. It's strategically cheap, minimally nutritious, and often dangerous. It fuels underground economies, creates hierarchies, and leaves lasting damage on inmates' bodies and minds. Behind every tray is a hidden world of hunger, ingenuity, and survival. Ramen becomes currency. Cans of tuna become power. And a single meal can be the difference between safety and chaos. The truth is uncomfortable. Prison food doesn't just feed inmates, it controls them. It reflects a system where profit, efficiency, and authority matter more than human health. And yet, in this bleak reality, there's resilience. Inmates adapt. They trade, cook, and survive. They fight to reclaim some small piece of comfort in an environment designed to take it all away. If this video shocked you, imagine living it every single day. If it made you angry, channel that energy, because awareness is the first step toward change. And if it made you appreciate your next meal just a little more, remember, freedom tastes sweeter than anything behind bars. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because we're exposing truths that most people never see, and there's a lot more to uncover inside the walls of prisons around the world. This isn't just about food. It's about survival. It's about control. It's about humanity. And until we demand better, the trays will keep coming. The debts will keep mounting. And the story will continue, one meal at a time.